I'm Tracy Davids, an Executive Director at BFAP, and I lead our Commodity Markets and Foresight team.
Hi Tracy, fantastic to have you here. Please tell us more about your engagement at the CGA Summit 2 weeks ago.
So we had a fantastic opportunity to present at the Citrus Growers Association Summit. It's an event they do every 2 years. It had 650 plus guests, a fantastic lineup of speakers, anything from industry experts to just inspirational guests. It's an industry that we've worked with for a long time, so it's obviously special to us. And this was a particularly special summit also because it celebrated a 25-year contribution from Mr. Justin Chadwick, who really shaped the industry to where it is today. And in essence leads in a new era with Dr Boitshoko taking over the reins. It's always a great event. I mean, we had such a diverse range of speakers. We had macroeconomics, we had rugby players, we had just inspirational talks. So it's always such a nice mix, and yeah, it's just always a great crowd as well.
Sounds fantastic. Please give us an outline of your presentation.
So we talked a little bit about the industry where it finds itself. We had the privilege of presenting at the summit 2 years ago, and it was quite a bleak picture. But quite a lot has changed in that industry and the external environment in which it operates. So we had a bit of a look at that. How does it influence profitability? We had a look at the latest baseline outlook. And then we also had a look at some of the challenges and opportunities around that. So just in terms of the baseline, I would say we're definitely looking at a better outlook now than what we were 2 years ago, which is frankly not that difficult. But if we do look at it critically and we compare it to the biological potential of the industry's Vision 260, then we are still below potential. So we're not quite getting there yet.
Okay, what are the key challenges that keep us from reaching our potential?
So in terms of challenges, we looked at a number. One is just the trade environment. Of course, it's an industry that produces predominantly for exports. So if you just look at our major markets, say the EU, which is of course a very important one, is stringent biosecurity measures, a high cost of protocols associated with citrus black spot and false codling moth, and also with the EU's new policy environment, also looking at high cost and what the impact could be of losing certain pest control measures. Then if you look to the US, of course, there's the current diplomatic relationship with that country. There's the potential loss of the AGOA trade agreement that could impact the sector. If you look towards the BRICS countries, there's opportunity there in terms of market size, but tariffs are still quite high. And then, of course, there's the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, which has been punted as an opportunity, but that market really is still a small share of our total exports. It's quite challenged in terms of cold chain and also just spending power of those consumers. If you look closer to home, then there's, of course, the logistical situation. So there's the cost of logistical delays. We recently did a study for the industry where we looked at direct cost in terms of high shipping rates, trucking products to a port that's not necessarily the closest to you in order to manage delays. There's indirect costs, things like having to redirect your market, price impact of supply being inconsistent, and then there's also products that go unsold because of delays in the system, so then it doesn't make the quality cut anymore. So if we add all of those up, we were in excess of 5 billion rand cost to the industry from those logistical delays.
Every challenge can also be seen as an opportunity. What are the opportunities if we look at the domestic situation of citrus?
Yeah, so we tried to unpack a little bit sort of in two facets. One, what the farmer can control. So looking at the sort of the top third of producers, what yields do they get? What pack-out percentages do they get? And what difference it can make if you move to those sort of levels. And then we also looked through the value chain because, of course, this is a team effort. So some things you can control on farm and then the rest you need a bit of help with in the value chain. So we looked at savings if we can go from road to rail. We looked at improved port performance. We looked at reduced cost of cold storage if we can just do one optimum cycle. And then we also looked at removing those price fluctuations when products are inconsistent in the market. And it's amazing if you look at those values, what you can get in terms of your farm income and also your risk profile. So I think from ourselves, maybe just to say it's looking a lot better than what it did a few years ago. This was very necessary. I think our outlook has improved, but still not quite to potential that we feel the industry has. Obviously a range of challenges that we need to solve to put us in a better position, but also just quantifying that opportunity, the extent to which we can improve income in that industry. And it's a big industry. It's one of the biggest in South African agriculture.